Hi there, this is Lisa Hart. You're watching Good Rockin Tonight. This is Dan Zanes from the Fuegos. They're kicking off a triple header tonight at Blossom Music Center with the Georgia Satellites and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Welcome.
Thanks.
Again, second time through.
Good to be here.
Now, tell me about the name. How does a bunch of guys from Boston end up called the Del Fuegos?
Well, you know how Tierra del Fuego is the southernmost tip of South America, right? We wanted a name that was as low down as we could get. Plus, all the good names were taken. So, that was it.
Is touring your favorite part of the deal here? What's your favorite part of doing all this?
I'd say, you know, certainly being on stage in front of a great crowd is the ultimate, but
well, then a live performance instead of touring, maybe that was the wrong
touring,
thing.
the touring part of it.
Kind of grueling.
I don't know, I kind of like home, but for being on stage is great, but I love making records. You know, to me that's kind of the most satisfying. So we're looking forward to making another one this fall, I think, to be out at the beginning of next year.
You're talking about how grueling it can be on the road and what a tough time. What's the absolute worst gig you've ever played? Dig back.
It was that,
Dig back.
I'll tell you, there was a lot of them that were pretty rough, but probably the worst one's been blocked out of my memory for a long time. But I know the most interesting one, certainly the most interesting one, was 2 years ago in Washington, D.C., New Year's Eve, opening up for James Brown as the headliner. Willie Colon, the salsa singer, was next on the bill. Then there was us, and there was Experience Unlimited, the go-go band. So we're the only white rock and roll band at the gig, and it was outdoors in front of about 90,000 people. It was about like 70% black audience, and it was fantastic.
They dug it, huh?
I'd say, you know, we didn't know if we were going to go over too well, but it seemed like, you know, we had a good time. I know a woman had a heart attack during James Brown's set. No one had a heart attack during our set, so we couldn't have kicked that much ass.
All right. Let's talk about your beer commercial that you did. This isn't something that a band that doesn't have a great deal of commercial success falls into. How did you get hooked into that?
Well, let's just say it was being in the right place at the right time, but the time now, I think, is the time to forget that it ever happened.
Really?
I think even though we thought it was a tasteful commercial, one thing that we didn't realize is that something like that tends to follow you around a little bit longer than you expect. And I still, you know, I don't think what we did was cheesy, but it's just a drag. You know, you kind of, after it's over and done with, you want to get back to talking about music a little bit, you know.
Let's talk about your producer, Mitchell Froome. Did he produce all three of your albums?
Yeah, he did the trilogy, as they probably would have said in Spinal Tap. He's not going to do the next one. He was a big influence on us. And, he probably did more to help us become open-minded and sort of grow musically, to use the word loosely, than anybody else. But this time he's pretty busy now with Crowded House, and he's doing a thing with Capitol Records that's almost exclusive. So we're going to try and do something on the East Coast this next record, get more of an East Coast feel to it. We've been in Hollywood for 3 years now. It's time for a change.
Oh boy, I think that would be a little bit of a culture shock coming from
but we could never say enough good things about Mitchell or the importance of a good producer, how it can really help a band.
You think he really helped you develop, grow into your style, or did he point you in new directions?
No, he knew what we were after, but we had this sort of underground attitude, like, you know, here we are, we're ready to make a record, but it's got to be mono, right? And we got to use these guitars, even though they don't stay in tune, and just because they cost less than $50. And the whole time we're making the record, we're not going to listen to any records made after 1970. You know, it's like it's just about as pig-headed as you could possibly be. And if someone had said to me then, you know, in a couple of years you're going to be really into Frank Sinatra and you're going to go see him live and you're going to start getting into all sorts of this, you know, related music, I wouldn't have believed it. But Mitchell got us to a point where we were open-minded enough to actually discover.
To find your own way.
Discover amazing music that had been made that we never gave a chance to.
All right, now before I let you go, I know it's a big struggle for most bands to break out of any market. You know,
Yeah.
some people kind of get plucked off the vine or whatever, but where would you be if you hadn't gotten whatever breaks that you've gotten along the way? Or if you know, have you ever hit a point where you've said, this is about it?
No, I've never hit that point. You know, I don't know why. I suppose that must mean it's coming up sometime.
Mm-hmm.
But in that way, you know, everything's been sort of slowly going up for the band.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose if we had, I mean, you know, any band hits rough times, but if you're into your music, that pulls you through anything. And if you're into the whole idea of being in that particular band, it can pull you through a lot. But, you know, if things had gotten really, really extremely rough, and we weren't here now, I think I would probably be at my mother's house, lying on my bed, staring at the ceiling, going, what does it all mean?
Getting into your inner self. Well, I'm going to let you run and get ready for your show,
Okay.
which is in a very short while.
Yeah,
Thanks
right,
for
about 3
talking to
minutes.
me. Thanks for talking to me.
Sure
Good
thing.
luck with the tour. Good luck with the album. The name of the album is Stand Up. This is Dan Zanes. I'm Lisa Hart. You're watching Good Rockin' Tonight. This is Blossom back here. We'll see you later.
We'll
Bye.
see you later.